Hey guys, what's up? RescoRyan521 here, and today in this video I'm going to be showing a new LEGO Walking Dead mock. This is of course in celebration of the Season 8 finale tonight, and this is a bit of a different mock. This is my mock of my custom LEGO The Walking Dead minifigure display. Now, how this mock came about is, you guys know I used to have a bunch of different mocks that I displayed my figures in. You know, I had like a mock of Alexandria and Hilltop, and the Sanctuary, the prison, Hershel's Farm, all those different locations that you see throughout the show. And I kind of displayed my minifigures throughout them, like in different like scenes or different like kind of scene recreations from the show. And I didn't really think it was a very efficient way of displaying my figures, so I destroyed all of them with the exception of Woodbury, because Woodbury I just have a sentimental attachment to, just because my dad and I built it together, and I just kind of, you know, have fond memories of that. So I destroyed them all except for Woodbury, and I kind of compiled the parts and I made this thing. I tried to make something where I could display the figures in the middle, and then I could have different like locations on each side. So as you can see, on the left side we have a little scene of a prison guard tower, and then kind of the grounds surrounding it. And then the other side, on the right, we have a small section of the Alexandria fence with the watchtower, and you can see some zombies breaking through the fence there. We'll get closer into those in a few minutes. But yeah, the main goal of this is just kind of like centralize the display. You know, they're all kind of, you know, right in the middle right here. They can grab your attention, and then off to the side you just have some like nice environmental shots, or, you know, different locations from the show, more accurately represented than they were in my official mocks of the prison or Alexandria. So let's jump into the location first, and I'll just kind of show you all the minifigures displayed, and we shall kind of go more in depth about the locations that I thought about doing instead of these two. So actually we'll start with the prison, the more OG section. In both locations I try to put some like references to earlier like callbacks to the show. So as you can see, we just got a little bit of some water right here, being some plants kind of overgrowing into it. You see a lot of plant areas over here. We've got the fence, which is the same fence that I used for my thank you mock, which is, you know, the scene of the dumpster incident, so I kind of used the same design for the fence. In fact, I don't even think I ever destroyed it. I think I always just kind of kept it as part of my prison mock, and then once I destroyed the prison mock, I transported it over to this mock. And you can see the guard tower right here is pretty basic, but I like it. I think it represents it well. See, we've got a little spotlight right here. We got some windows on each side, or on all four sides. And then we've got, I don't think this is accurate, but I just put a little sniping post there just because I think it looks kind of cool. Then just some overgrown plants on the rooftop right there. And it's very hard to see, but back here we've got a little bit of a telephone, which is on the inside of the fence. Which obviously I know that was inside the prison, but I want to put that in there just as like a one of the earlier season references. In this section is the telephone that Rick was hearing the voices on. So some of the other earlier references include, I've got my Bicycle Girl walker kind of displayed out here. We've got Riot Gear guy right there. We've got the gas can that Carol burnt the two prisoners, or the two sick people at the prison with. We got the flowers from the Look at the Flowers scene. We've got a Lego Star Wars Clone Wars pistol, which is cut up to look like a little bit of a microphone or a walkie-talkie. And that's meant to be the walkie-talkie that Rick uses to call Morgan. And then over here we've just got a little bit of like a campfire, old bonfire, to represent the little fire that the governor, or when he was like camping outside the prison. So you just see, I really like how the grass detail turned out, and I really like the way the fence looks with the ladder pieces. And yeah, it's just kind of a little small section representing the prison. And then on the other side we have got Alexandria. So outside of here you can see we've got the fence, which I got that from somebody else, I can't remember who, but it was kind of a neat design, so I decided to use it for this one. We've got a hole right here with some walkers breaking through. As you can see, those two custom painted walkers are really old. I should probably redo them. Whenever I get around to doing that guy in the back, I'll probably redo these two. And then you can see the guard tower isn't exactly very accurate. It's very kind of not a lot of details put into it. I essentially just extended the one that I had in my old Alexandria mock, because I kind of like the design, even if it's not accurate. You see, we've got some like detail on the top right there, kind of some castle-looking structure at the top right there. And you got some windows on both sides. And then down in the grass, you can just see there's like a lot of overgrown grass by the fence. See some overgrown plants. And then starting with the reference. Also before I go to the references, there's also a solar panel out here too, which I just kind of attached using one of these pieces. But starting with the references, first one we've got is probably my favorite one. We got Carol's Cookies down here. These are references from like season 5 to the current point in the show. We've got a couple of graves, which are kind of two things. They're either meant to represent graves that they really have at the walls of Alexandria, because they do have quite a bit, or they're kind of meant to be symbolizing Glenn and Abraham's graves in Hilltop. Got this little hatchet piece down here, kind of representing Rick's axe. Rick's axe, which played an important role in the season 7 premiere. And then you just got Daryl's motorcycle out here. So not as heavy with the references on this side. But I still think they do the job. I couldn't really think of much else to put out here. I thought maybe putting Negan's iron or something, but I couldn't think of a good place to put it. So I just kind of left it blank. And then it's kind of hard to see, but this is just attached using some Technic pins in the back right there. So now moving on to kind of the display, the minifigure display part of it. You can see we've just got some plants going all around. And then we've got this logo, The Walking Dead, with a little blood splatter that I painted a couple weeks ago. I really like how that turned out. And then going down the line with the figures, you'll notice a lot of the figures in the back 3 rows were updated just in my last part, in part 4. And the ones in the front row haven't been updated for quite a while because they're the earlier season characters. And I'm going to be completely honest, I haven't done any figure modifying to any of them since the showcase in part 4. I really haven't had the motivation to do so. So sorry about that, but you can see we've got, going down the line, Andrea, Dale, T-Dog, Lori, early season Rick, Shane, Herschel, Beth, Merle, the Governor, Zombie Sophia, Tyrese, Sasha, Dwight, Dwighty Boy, Negan, Simon, Jadis, Jesus, 2 random, just kind of blood splatter goon henchman characters to put in the background of Mox. In Shane Rick, Carl, Daryl, Maggie, Glenn, Morgan, Michonne's Pet Walker, which desperately needs updating. I haven't updated that figure since part 1. In fact, I think that figure and this guy right here covered in the lighter blood stains are the 2 figures that have not been updated since part 1, not counting the walkers over here. So they will be next up whenever I get around to doing part 5. We got Aaron, Father Gabriel, Eugene, Rosita, Abraham, Winslow, Carol, King Ezekiel, and Shiva, who also needs to be updated in a darker orange paint similar to Abraham's hair. And then a lot thinner stripes too. The stripes are way too big on that figure. But yeah, so I really like this method of displaying my figures. I kind of have this lined along my wall, and it looks a lot better than my previous Walking Dead mocks I had. And from now on, if I do a Walking Dead mock, it will not be permanent, as all my figures are displayed in this from now on, and I really like the way this thing looks, and I'm going to keep this. I just think this is one of my new favorite mocks, because I kind of like the uniqueness of it, and I like that it kind of brings attention to all my Walking Dead figures, which are arguably the figures I put the most work and effort into, considering I have like about 40 of them total. So, yeah, I really hope you guys liked it. Some other concepts I thought of, or other ideas for locations on each side. The thing I love about this mock is you really could change it up and do a bunch of different combinations. You know, I picked the prison and Alexandria because there are main like safe zones that the survivors stay at. But I considered at one point doing the prison and Woodbury. I considered doing one section being Terminus, one section being like the train tracks, being shrouded by a bunch of woods and like a bunch of trees and everything. I considered one side being like some pebbles and gravel, and kind of maybe putting some references to the season 7 premiere, like the bloodstains on the ground, and maybe like the trees in the background, and Maggie Stretcher laying on the ground, just kind of represent that scene. I've thought about doing like the sanctuary opposite to Alexandria. There's a lot of different combinations you could do, and that's what I love. Maybe someday if I get tired of these two, I'll go back and I'll redo it, and I'll maybe do new locations. And that's one thing I love the most about this mock. So like I said, I really hope you guys liked it. I hope the Season 8 finale is going to be good tonight. Season 8 as a whole has been somewhat disappointing, especially the second half. But I'm holding out hope that tonight can be a good episode, and I will do a review on the season once it's over. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Peace out.